Straight up, Masterclass Podcast. You know what time it is.
You're tuned into the Masterclass.
Yeah, shout out to Masterclass Podcast.
There we go.
And it is a class of masters.
Yes. OG Samge, Rashid K, Triple.
Probably the only hip-hop podcast that I know.
First podcast to give me a shout out, so you know the real recognize real.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. I'm right here, man, rapping you. Yo, I love what you're doing to hip-hop.
And you know, they're always talking, shining light on us as the artists,
Sure.
as the music fraternity. And since I appreciate it, so keep on doing what you're doing, man. I
Appreciate you, man. Good to see the.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. Mwah.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Masterclass Podcast. This is episode 155. Yes, 155. My name is Rashid K, the HNIC head nigga in charge, the beast ran god. You know, I'm not traveling alone today. I'm riding with my guest, my co-host. You know, he's gonna introduce himself. His Big Zulu's official DJ.
There we go.
Big Zulu's official DJ and Loa's DJ. Kabi Records representing. You know, all the way from the Val, sometimes from Mfulo South,
Full North.
Mfulo North.
Yeah.
DJ Obikwala in the building. What's up?
What up, my king? What
No,
up,
I'm all good. I'm all good.
Yep.
Thanks for covering for OG, man.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I was so happy when I got the call. I was like, yes.
It's happening.
Yes,
It's
I was
happening.
in for my nigga, Triple OG.
Yeah. So, what you been up to?
I'm in work in Kabi Records, Shandisi. We always on the road. You know, we're the biggest label right now. Independent. So
Yes.
yeah, always on the road. I'm also working on my music. I dropped an EP sometime while back. I think it's time now. I drop another one. It's time, in fact. Phone my inboxes, but yeah, I'm working on music also. I'm getting beats from my
Yeah, for sure. You must drop. A lot of DJs don't drop music anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
There was a period in SA hip hop where DJs were dropping left, right, and center, and it helped a lot of artists. You know, even the culture was alive.
No, even as hip hop started with us, man, we supposed to be dropping music. Hip hop, you can just started with a DJ.
Yeah, the DJ was first before the rapper. Yeah.
And I'm gonna drop. I'm working on that. Besides that, all productions, events, booking artists. Yeah, we busy, bro. We busy for the culture. We busy.
Right, for sure, man,
Yeah.
for sure. Starting on a sad note, last week we lost my homeboy Cheelybite. He was my producer. I produced a lot of other artists as well. I don't know if you know the track Suguma Bagbone.
Yeah.
He produced that. He's on the hook as well. He was sick. He was in hospital, and he didn't make it. May his soul rest in peace. You know,
Rest in peace.
all the
rest
way
in
from
peace.
Middleburg, Mpumalanga. He was too talented, man, and he was too young for that.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
You know.
Rest in peace.
But otherwise, life goes on.
Yeah, we still here, bro.
We're still here. You saw Touchline went gold for the first time.
What? Independent, bro.
Independent. He got his gold plaque.
If they're not inspired by all of those things in Zagala right now,
Bro,
I don't know what else.
It's
to do, man.
doable. It's possible.
It's possible, bro. I mean, Touch is shows it's possible.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shakes, producer. They're doing wonders.
Yeah, they're doing amazing things.
Yeah.
Hopefully more plaques to come. Platinum even.
Hopefully. It's about time, Footy. Even worse, man. It's about time. Shout out to Touchline and the crew.
Shout out. I saw Maglera nominated for the BET.
What? Come on now.
Yo.
Maglera's been doing great, though.
Maglera's been doing, yeah.
It's been
Well deserved.
well deserved.
You know?
I think with the Henny thing happening, also Fageli spotlights to the international market. Shout out to Maglera,
Yeah.
bro.
Besides that, we have a healthy hip-hop industry in South Africa. Every time they look into Africa, there's always South Africa there.
African,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially hip-hop. You don't get a hip-hop artist being nominated from Tanzania. It's always Afrobeats. Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania. It's always Afrobeats. But when it comes to hip hop, Amapiano, it's here.
South Africa.
South Africa,
Shout out to Maglera. He's also on the soundtrack here. A Godfather.
Godfather of Harlem. Yeah. I saw that
shout out
joint.
To Maglera. It's a super joint, bruh. Super banging joint.
You know.
Shout out. He's flying the flag very high. I hope he wins the award.
And South Africa is a tourist destination. You saw Central Seas coming to perform at Hey Neighbor.
Hey Neighbor. Yeah.
You know, between I was arguing with white people. I was debating with white people. I told them that between August, September, October, there's 10 American artists, international artists coming to South Africa, and you're claiming there's a genocide.
Bruh.
Where has it ever happened during a
What's
genocide?
that about?
There's concerts, there's artists coming in.
What's that about?
You know,
Trump, I guess.
G20 is happening in South Africa, bruh. Imagine having a concert in Gaza, in Palestine, during the bombs and stuff. It's impossible. It's impossible.
They wouldn't calm these people,
You know,
even worse.
You know what's crazy? White people are now believing their own lie, that there's a white genocide. They're starting to believe that shit.
Where though? Where is this genocide happening? Where is those things happening?
They starting to believe that shit, bro. Every other day I'm at the mall. There's white people, there's colored people.
There, yeah.
Nobody's scared for their own lives.
Yeah.
You know, every other week I'm flying out. There's gang of white people on the plane. You know, come on, man.
It's crazy.
Come on,
I
man.
think they just over exaggerating the whole thing. I don't know what happened, what sparked this whole thing.
They wanna get these NGOs and MPOs. They wanna get the international funding, and others want the American citizenship. That's it. And others are being racist because they don't want equality.
Yeah.
Because BEE is all about equality. You know.
Yep.
Correcting the injustices of the past. You know, that's what it is.
I don't know much about this, but it's crazy to see the news, people talking about genocides and everything. Like, how is that even possible? Where is it happening? We don't know about those things. For me, it's just crazy. No one
Bruh, in South Africa, I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere.
Facts,
All 9 provinces. I can't say I can't go there because there's a genocide going on. People are being killed. No.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
You know, there's no flights being cancelled.
Yeah.
You know, the Springboks
Everything
are playing.
is just normal,
the
bruh.
Springboks are playing normally. The Proteas are playing normally.
Supporting the Springboks
Yes.
as well.
They can't say we can't play this weekend because there's a genocide.
There's no such.
It's just being played, man. It's just being played.
It's crazy.
Anyway, let's move to our topic of today. You know, so I was watching Mac G the other time, podcast and chill, and then he said something. He said he was watching Joe and Jada, Fat Joe and Jada Kiss. They have a podcast. And then he said it would be nice to have SAOGs in hip hop. Hosting podcast and telling their stories, you know.
And then Salt defended it. You say you were here.
No, besides, I know I'm OG, certified and verified.
Yes.
But I'm not telling my stories here. I'm educating. What Jada and Joe are doing is different, you know. But I'm looking at South African OG rappers, let's say from Dukes to Stogie to Salvin. Do they have stories, exciting stories that can last 10 episodes?
I think they do. Hey, I think they do. Like I think they do, bro. Like, I mean, right now I'm seeing a lot of things in the road when we performing outside. I think they also had their crazy moments that they can tell us.
Most of them didn't. Most of them didn't. You know, and if they did, it wasn't that long. Most of the old rappers didn't live the rap life.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, didn't experience
It wouldn't cover 10 episodes.
it wouldn't cover 10 episodes.
Yeah.
They didn't experience the tour bus life.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's League
Yeah,
Club,
because-
there's La Race.
Because they're gonna end up telling us about their personal stories that have nothing to do with the industry. You know, what Fat Joe and Jada are doing is telling industry story. Hey, when DMX was recording Rough Riders anthem, I was there. This is what happened. 1, 2, 3. You know, I don't think we have enough of those stories.
Unless
Problem
they're
being-
producers.
The problem is most of the OG rappers, they have 1 album, 2 albums, or 3 albums.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you hardly find someone with a catalog
facts.
of 10 albums or 10 years in the game. And the reason for that was most of the rappers were signed to Kwaito labels. You know, if Zola is selling 300,000 copies and you're selling 5,000, you're not going to release the next album. You're wasting the time. You're wasting the label's time and resources.
Yeah.
Hence, a lot of OG niggas who used to drop albums back in the day, they only drop 1 or 2. You know, you have Hidden Force dropping 1 album. You have H2O dropping 2 albums. You have a lot of people dropping 1, 2 albums, and then they're out of the game because of that. Bro, you're selling 5,000 copies, and here Brown Dash is selling 100,000.
Yeah. Anyway, things were different then.
things were different then. That's why I'm saying-
hip hop wasn't what it is today.
Yes,
and,
it's not what it is today. You probably can get more stories from Nasty C
True.
than some OG rapper.
Yeah, true.
Because of that, they didn't live long in the game to experience the rap life, the sponsorships and the endorsements and this and that, you know. So
Thanks.
yeah, and it can happen, you know. I'm not saying they can't do it at all,
Yeah,
but for how long?
I think it would be dope, man. I think it would be dope. I would love to hear these stories. I
Yeah.
would love to hear them. I think it would be dope. Even maybe if they tackle them, not just by telling stories of what happened at the time, try to find a way of working around it. As long as OG is there telling
Yeah,
us stories.
I think it would be
schooling us.
dope. It would be dope like this. Here's the concept and the idea. Let's say Amu is hosting that podcast.
Yeah.
And then he brings Stogie. Stogie
Yeah,
tells his story.
yeah.
Next episode, he brings Salvin. Another episode, he brings Stooks. That way, we can have like long life, like more seasons and more episodes.
I think that would be dope.
But if you're gonna have 2 guys telling their own stories,
Yeah.
they're gonna run out
yeah, ne.
very
Yeah,
fast.
facts.
Very fast.
Now, but I see it when you say Amu is, I think is the right person.
Amu can kill it. Amu can kill it.
Shout
You
out
bring-
to Amu.
You know, bring Slicker here,
Yeah.
talk your shit. Bring
Yeah.
whoever, Kulichana here, talk your shit.
Yeah.
It'll
It would be dope.
Yeah,
It would
it'll
be
be
dope.
so dope.
It would be dope. I think Jay Foot more than anything else, man. We need them OGs to bra on,
Yeah.
on the podcast level, bro. Like we need them. Like we need
Because
them.
they-
into one they are lost. They need to put these kids.
Yeah,
in school,
because they're
bruh.
not passing on
the knowledge,
the
yeah,
torch and the
yeah,
knowledge.
yeah,
There's a disconnect
yeah.
between the new kids and the OGs.
And the OGs, yeah.
You know.
Even worse, these kids don't even know they're OGs. These kids are not even inspired. Like it's sad, bro. We need them OGs, bro.
They-
We
they-
need them OGs.
They don't. I saw when I took out the Beast Rand goat list.
Yeah.
People like these kids didn't know Hoodlum.
Yeah.
They don't know Landmark. Landmark is still active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't know those people. Like, and you can't blame them because nobody's teaching them.
Yeah,
Those
facts.
the old guys are not reaching out to the
That's what I'm
kids.
saying.
Yeah.
bruh. That's what I'm saying. We need them OGs on this podcast level. 'Cause
Yeah.
You see now, there will be the right place to bring up a landmark to talk about how last day fam yonke, what was happening.
Yeah,
What all of
that
this.
would be
It
dope.
bruh.
That would be dope if produced properly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it needs to be produced properly. Get ammo, and then bring all these rappers for each episode.
That would be dope. I don't want to lie. And I say on the topic itself. I mean,
Yeah.
the new kids, what they're doing with podcast now, it's terrible for me. Like I watch podcast one episode, I would watch maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm like, no ways, I'm not continuing watching this because aguna entertainment, aguna nothing you take from the interview itself. There's a podcast, like more, and like
You know what's the
there's
cheat
nothing
code?
there,
You
bruh.
know what's the cheat code with most podcasts? Is an interview. Because most of the podcasters can like handle a conversation for 30 minutes without interviewing anyone.
Facts.
They rely on guests.
Yeah,
That's a cheat code. Anyone can do that.
Yeah.
You know, you just prepare the question, you write the questions down, you ask, then you have question Q&A. You know, that's the easiest. Anyone can do that. You know, so a lot of people, if they want numbers and whatever, they run to interviews. You know,
But
on
it's safe.
Masterclass, we on episode 155, we don't do interviews. You know, I'd rather bring a guest to come co-host with me, not interviewing him.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people will say, "Yeah, I have a podcast," but you're doing interviews the same as everyone else. That's why sometimes you see the same person on 5 different podcasts.
If it's not interviews, it's something unresearched, Ubuntu speaking out his mind, going on with this. Like I'm a podcast, they're better. I think the OG thing would work because these people are bringing experience more than anything else.
Yeah,
I love
and
that,
advice
that concept.
and something you can learn.
You could learn,
you
bruh.
know, from
Yeah.
someone else's experience.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's basically it. I think it's a good idea,
It is.
and there's a lot OGs can offer. You know what I mean? From their different backgrounds and experience. You know, I'm doing the education part. You know, I'm bringing knowledge through this podcast. Someone can bring something else
different,
you know,
Yeah.
within the game that will benefit the kids or whoever is in the game.
And it doesn't even have to be hip hop. I mean,
It doesn't have to be hip hop.
Yeah.
You know,
doesn't even
when,
have to
when,
be.
when you're talking contracts and royalties and all these things, it's not hip hop. It's just music in general. You know,
Yeah.
it's music in general.
Nah, I mean, my OGs, they should. We need them OGs. I hope Amu, wherever he is listening, and is gonna talk to you.
Yeah, I
hope he
can
does
produce
talk
him.
to you, yeah.
I can produce him. I can produce
like the
his show,
concept.
and
It sounds dope, bro.
Yeah, he'll kill it.
Yeah.
I hope he's watching.
Yeah. Shout out.
All right. No, man. I hope they consider. They really consider. Let's move on to the free period. Ring a bell there, Nkuli. Po, 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 po. So the free period is the a feature where we profile a rapper and a DJ. Usually up and coming. Hey, look out for this guy. Look out for this rapper. Look out for this producer. We call it the free period. The rapper we have today is MfanaTouchline. Do you know MfanaTouchline?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know MfanaTouchline. I know MfanaTouchline. Another gimmick.
Yeah,
Any pandemic is now in the country.
Yeah. You know, we don't only profile what we like,
Yeah.
but if you bubbling and creating a buzz, we profile you. MfanaTouchline could be the next superstar.
Facts.
You know, he can. The fact that I don't vibe with his music doesn't mean that he doesn't have a following or he's not gonna blow up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Plus, he's still new to the game.
He's new to
still
the
trying
game.
to figure out what's happening
You
with
know.
the beats.
No, he's mixing the Bacardi with hip hop, rapping in Isipitori.
Eish,
You know, it's
kuningi nje.
that Takansuke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that mix. But some people like it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I just don't like when he starts singing about lean and all of that thing, and he's targeting kids because he's also a kid. This kid, I saw his video about lean and quarter, like ay.
Yo,
The
bro.
pandemic is serious,
Bro, that's his content.
Yeah.
That's his subject matter.
Yeah.
That's his generation.
I think,
at some point, Dr. Dre was rapping about weed. The whole
Yeah,
album,
yeah,
Chronic.
yeah,
Even the
yeah,
album was called
yeah.
Chronic. That's weed.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I guess Lean is the new Chronic.
For me, I feel like to touch MfanaTouchline if he finds a manager, first of all, he needs to find somebody who also package it the right way. I went through his socials and I seen a whole lot of things is wrong. He needs to find somebody who's package a box in let's say Woolworth and then sell them. But for now, it's just all over the place for me. I don't like his beats. I think Futinji, most of them they're not even clear. I don't think he has a song, an official song. Is the Dwa song his? It's not his, ne?
I don't know much about Bacardi. You know, I wouldn't know if the beat is original or not.
It's not because all of these beats are sample and they're not just sample it's sample the whole track.
It's the loop.
Yeah,
It's
like
the loop of the
sample
original
whole thing.
track.
You can tell this thing is not clear and you can't find it. Like it's not on iTunes on anything because
Shazam, yeah.
clearly it's not clear that song. But again, if you find somebody who's gonna package him right, go for that sound as well. Maybe package a grand. Maybe he has something to say because I'm gimmicks and nowadays, bruh, they sell. They work for even worse for media, for industry. But for me, I don't like gimmicks. Honestly speaking, I don't like gimmicks. But when they work, pitch black to work.
Yeah,
You wore that week
I find it
for
work.
a while. I find it
you
work.
know,
Yeah.
there's an audience for
There's
that.
an audience if you package it right and
Yeah.
you sell it right to the people. He has a chance.
Aye,
Definitely
aye.
has a chance.
No, shout out to him,
Shout out.
Punchline,
Shout out.
representing Pitur.
Yeah.
What do you think of a name, MfanaTouchline, when there's Touchline?
I wonder what Touchline thinks of the name. Yeah, I wonder what he thinks of the name. Like, why do we MfanaTouchline? Because when I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, what? Touchline has kids now coming through, naming themselves after him. This is dope. And then I listened to the kid. I'm like, no way. What is this? What's happening?
It's untouchline like.
It's untouchline like.
All right, shout out MfanaTouchline. Let's move on to the producer. On the production side, we have Sbuda Flash. Sbuda Flash from Soweto, produced for a lot of Kasi rappers. Chaka Dola, Ma7. He once produced for me as well. Yeah. He's quite nice. He's quite nice with it,
Yeah.
He needs to be more active. His internet visibility is very weak. When you search him, you hardly find him on YouTube, on Google. His presence is almost non-existent. He needs to work on his presence in terms of the internet.
Yeah, that's the other thing I don't get with the new guys that are coming in. It's like they don't care about selling themselves more than anything else. You search somebody says he's a rapper or he's a producer or whatever, but when you search them, you can't find them anywhere. Then I wonder who is he producing for? Who is he entertaining?
Yo, bruh,
What's
when you Google your name, when you say Rashid K, it must be Rashid K until the end of the page and the next page.
Yeah. You need to find everything.
There's
there.
people when you Google you can't find.
No social media. There's an old social media.
Or when you Google, it refers you to Facebook because there's nothing.
I think that's where I'm into analysis in Chandler, and Sbuda Flash needs to work on his presence, bro.
Yeah,
it's very weak.
And he has a lot of he has a catalog. He has a lot of work that he has done, but his presence is not there.
Even the new track, like Chaka Dola, he produced it, but there's nothing about him or anything. It's just the track is out.
When I search for him on YouTube, Sbuda Flash. My song came up.
I saw your song as well.
That he produced.
Yeah, I saw your song as well. And Chaka Dollars. I saw, was it Facebook? I don't know.
Yeah,
Chaka Dollars
but he needs to work on his brand as a producer. You know. Otherwise, he's a dope producer.
Yeah, no, I like his bits. I think Lesound Kasserab is one of the guys.
He's got it on lock.
Yeah, he's got it on lock. He needs more spotlight in him, but we can't spotlight on him if we can't find him.
Sbuda Flash, I hope you're listening.
Yeah.
Last segment of the show, album review. Let me check the track list. Kwesta, the Big Bro Theory.
Hot Manil Bui, my feet. Grootman libuyile.
Grootman nguwe ntwana kimi.
Phela, and you know, calling somebody a Grootman, it doesn't necessarily mean age.
No, mina Kwesta ntwana yam vele from the east.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, when saying something, when you say Grootman to somebody, just showing respect out of a catalog, Spanish.
Yeah, no, he
everything,
he earned it. He earned the OG status.
Yeah, yes.
He earned the OG status.
Yeah.
Hey, this album, bro, I've been listening to this album since it came out. You know.
Yeah.
I even tweeted him the other time, like, I'm like, yo, bro, you see Contra.
Welcome back, Grootman.
You see Contra. Say Me featuring Contra features Kirex, and Say Me featuring Tapsi, and Out of Love featuring Amanda Black. Those 3 songs were like, this is the big bro theory.
Yeah,
you know, this is the Grootman business.
Yeah,
you know, the album is different from his other albums.
It is.
You know, this is like, you see when you're listening to Jay-Z 444. Like it's not about trying to be fancy, but it's like, yo, now I'm on this level.
Yeah, I got nothing to prove anymore.
I got nothing to prove. I can't talk about that shit anymore.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, that's the Grootman level he's on.
Bruh.
You know. Any tracks that you like from the album?
Contra, bruh. Contra stands out for me every time I listen to the album. I think but yeah, I also love the first track that starts there. The Throne is also dope.
Oh, the Throne, yeah.
The way he opened it up, bruh, like it draws you in. You want to listen more to it. Even the intro itself, not the Blakey track goes. I love this album, bruh.
The album.
Nyaga Nyaga is
the
nice.
The features. He has Markwade. He has Black Diamond, Amanda Black, like I said.
EQ,
Nkosazana Daughter, Kirex, Blackie. Dope features and
dope features.
No feature was wasted. No feature was wasted. Solid album. I would give it a 9 out of 10.
A 9.
What about you?
I think I'll give it a 8.
8.
Yeah, like I love this album again. I'm not gonna lie. I love this album. We've missed Kwesta. It's been away for some time. That joint album that he did, No Kabza. I did not really like. I did not really feel. Even the previous one that he dropped, he even said it on this other podcast. He just took tracks and just put them into a project, and it felt rushed for him. He also doesn't like it. So we're coming back with this. It just makes sense from the title of the track itself. Him as a big brother, as a big bro. It's a dope album. I'll give it an 8 because there's Shaya, there's Kilimu, which I felt they shouldn't have put in this thing, this album for me. Like they just when I listen, I feel like I can skip Maleo and then skip Maleo. For those 2 skips, I give it an 8.
Okay,
but I'm giving it super solid album.
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. And when I gave him number 1. On the Peace Rand list, nobody denied it.
Yeah, no,
so he's undisputed.
On the list, he's very
undisputed GOAT.
He is.
You know what I mean?
Welcome back, Mr. Villagaz.
Mr. Villagaz, shout out. K1 back, representing the Masterclass Podcast, episode 155. Shout out to DJ OB Gwala for coming through.
What up?
We out.
Straight up, Masterclass Podcast. You know what time it is.
You're tuned into the Masterclass.
Yeah, shout out to Masterclass Podcast.
There we go.
And it is a class of masters.
OG Samge, Rashid K, triple.
Probably the only hip-hop podcast that I know.
First podcast to give me a shout out, so you know the real recognize real.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. I'm right here, man, rapping you. Yo, I love what you're doing to hip-hop.
And, you know, they're always talking... shining light on us as the artists, as the music fraternity, and since I appreciate it. So keep on doing what you're doing, man. I
appreciate you, man. Good to see the.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. Mwah.